The film starts in a large forest in Colombia with two hunters holding rifles, waiting for any prey to approach them. We know that this forest has a safe part and a dangerous part due to the presence of poisonous snakes. Therefore, the dangerous part is off limits. These two guys used to be thieves, stealing from tourists who visited this forest. However, recently they started hunting snakes because their skins are very valuable and profitable. One of them disagrees with what they are doing and believes that stealing is better than hunting. This is because the snakes in the area are extremely dangerous and terrifyingly large. But the other guy argues that they need to take risks if they want to earn more. While they are talking, they feel movement around them and conclude that there is a snake nearby. Each of them starts searching for it until one of them falls to the ground and is shocked to see a decomposed body behind him. After a while, we see a couple named Josh and Sophia who have come to the city. They are doctors attending a medical conference and have left their children at home, planning to return soon. It is revealed that they are on the verge of separating, but the reasons are unknown. Josh feels bored because they have been silent throughout the journey. He takes advantage of the fact that they have arrived in the city and asks Sophia about her feelings. However, she doesn't want to talk to him and tries to keep her words brief. Josh realizes that he has a city guidebook and usually carries it to know the places he wants to visit. He notices that the city is full of forests and gets excited about visiting one of them. But Sophia responds that they don't have time to go out because the conference preparations are taking up all their time. It is their first time leaving their children and traveling, so Sophia is worried about them. It is shown that they argue over trivial matters. They arrive at the hotel where their friend Marcus, who is also attending the conference, welcomes them. Marcus is unaware of their decision to separate, so he treats them normally and invites them to dinner at the hotel in the evening. After that, he leaves them, and they both realize that Marcus has booked them a single room because he is unaware of the problems between them. Sophia asks the receptionist to book another room for her, but the receptionist apologizes and says that there are no available rooms due to the large number of people attending the conference, so they both have to stay in the same room. However, they decide that each of them will sleep in a different place. Sophia is upset about the situation and decides to work outside the room all day. She plans to come back to the room only at bedtime. She also decides to leave dinner early to give Marcus a chance to tell Josh that they are breaking up. During dinner, Josh and Marcus reminisce about their past together and laugh. Marcus mentions that the highest waterfall in Colombia is nearby and suggests that they visit it through one of the city's forests. They both agree to go there the next day. Although Sophia initially doesn't want to go out with Josh, she changes her mind and decides to join them. She thinks it's a suitable idea to relive her memories in the city. Afterward, Sophia makes an excuse to go to bed and leaves them. Marcus notices that she has changed and asks Josh about the reason. Josh explains that they decided to break up because their personalities have changed and they are no longer compatible. The next day, Sophia wakes up early and starts working. After a while, she realizes that Josh is still not dressed. Josh explains that Marcus apologized for being busy with several things. Sophia decides to go to the waterfall alone because she wants to take advantage of her time in the city. Josh is worried about her and insists on going with her, even though she doesn't want him to. They ask the hotel employee for the best way to get to the waterfall, and he directs them to a long route. However, they notice another shorter route, but the employee warns them that it is dangerous due to the presence of poisonous snakes. Sophia is surprised to hear about the existence of snakes in the city for the first time. The employee explains that this is a recent occurrence due to changes in temperature. Josh wants to take that route because he is used to wilderness life, but Sophia objects. The employee advises him to take the safe route. As they walk, the employee signals to a young man sitting on the side, revealing that he is the thief who was stealing from tourists and killing snakes to take their skins. The employee was cooperating with him and giving him a signal every time he knew that tourists were going to the forest so that he could rob them. the couple takes the car and they continue on their way to the forest. The couple takes the car and starts their journey to the forest that leads to the waterfall. They park the car and enter the forest. It becomes apparent that they are at a high altitude, causing Josh to get tired and take breaks. Meanwhile, Sophia continues on the path, occasionally stopping to let Josh rest. Eventually, Josh catches up to find Sophia sitting on a rock. He thanks her for waiting, but Sophia embarrassingly explains that she sat down because of a muscle strain, not because of him. While they are talking, Josh notices that the weather is unstable and predicts an upcoming storm. Worried about their safety, he decides to take Sophia back. As they reach the car, they see a thief attempting to break into it. Sophia suggests they let him steal instead of risking harm, but Josh refuses, fearing that the thief might take the car and leave them stranded. He instructs Sophia to hide and gives her the bag he is carrying. Then he confronts the thief, only to discover that the thief is armed with a gun. The thief threatens Josh and demands money, but Josh claims he doesn't have any. The thief assumes that Josh left the money with Sophia and asks about her whereabouts, threatening her with the gun. Meanwhile, Sophia witnesses the situation and becomes concerned for her husband's safety. She decides to confront the thief and give him the bag. While the thief searches the bag for money, taking advantage of the opportunity, Josh hits him on the head with a tree branch. The couple runs towards the forest, but the thief is still alive and starts chasing them, firing shots. At the same time, it starts raining, and the couple notices a sign indicating a dangerous part of the forest that they were warned about by a staff member. Despite the danger, they decide to enter it because they believe the thief will be too afraid to follow them. Sophia argues with her husband, holding him responsible for their situation because he insisted on confronting the thief. Afterward, Sophia runs towards the dangerous part of the forest while Josh tries to hinder the thief as much as possible before chasing after her. As Sophia continues her journey, she stumbles and loses consciousness for a while. When she wakes up, she starts looking for Josh around her. While searching, she falls into a muddy pit, realizing it is similar to quicksand. The pit starts pulling her in, and she tries to resist until Josh reaches her. He gives her a tree branch to hold onto and tries to pull her out, but the branch breaks, and their plan fails. Sophia is trying once again to resist in order to get herself out of the pit, but the sand keeps swallowing her up. Without thinking, Josh jumps into the pit to save her. He manages to lift her head out of the pit, but because of what he did, they both end up trapped in the pit with no way out. Despite the danger of the situation, Sophia is happy that he sacrificed himself to save her, and she is reassured that he still loves her. Meanwhile, Marcus goes to Josh and Sophia's room to check on them and set another time to go out. He is surprised when no one answers him, but then he finds a voice message from Josh informing him that they went to the waterfall and the rain has stopped. The couple starts thinking of a way to escape, and Josh suggests that if they stay still, the mud won't swallow them because it's heavier than them. After many discussions, they conclude that the only solution for them is for someone to come and rescue them. They notice a large egg next to them, which leads them to believe that they are in a dangerous place and that the animal that owns the egg will come looking for its offspring. Suddenly, Sophia feels something beneath her, and with Josh's help, they manage to remove it. They discover that it is a human body, and, being doctors, they can tell from the facial features that the person died of hunger. It turns out to be one of the two thieves from the first scene. Sophia is afraid that they will die in the same way, but Josh starts thinking practically. He takes the bag that was with the young man and finds a flashlight, a knife, and some other things. They also find a gun next to his body and take it. Inside the bag, they find 2 bullets as well. Josh suggests that they cut the bag into small pieces to make a long rope out of it. He points to a nearby rock and wants to tie one end of the rope to it so they can hold onto the other end and pull themselves out. Meanwhile, Marcus is still at the hotel and notices the thief with Josh's bag. He also notices bloodstains on his clothes, so he concludes that he tried to steal from Josh and Sophia. He starts hitting him to get information about their whereabouts, but the thief refuses to say anything until security arrives and separates them. They call the police, and in the meantime, the couple has managed to make a long rope from the bag. However, they discover that it is shorter than they need. Josh suggests cutting his jacket as well, but Sophia is worried about him getting cold. While they are thinking of a solution, they notice a plane flying above them and realize that it is one of the tourist planes that overlook the area. They try to signal it, but no one sees them because of the tall trees. Sophia wants to light the rope they made using the lighter they found in the bag, but Josh stops her. He explains that if they fail, they won't have any other way to escape. They continue arguing until the plane starts moving. After a while, Sophia feels thirsty and asks Josh if he has anything to drink. He tells her that he left everything in the bag. Sophia starts losing hope, but Josh tries to stay optimistic. He says that the night hasn't come yet, and someone might find them and take them back to the hotel. Suddenly, Sophia feels something biting her and realizes that ants have gathered around her. She can't reach them, so Josh hands her his bottle of alcohol to pour on them. After a while, she blames him for drinking without telling her. He explains that he was going to drink soon because of the stress from their divorce. While they are talking, Sophia remembers the gun they have with them. They both realize that they could have used it to get the attention of the people on the plane. They regret forgetting such an important thing. Suddenly, Sophia notices a big snake behind Josh. Josh can't wrap the snake to kill it, so he orders Sophia to kill it quickly. While Sophia aims at the snake manages to bite Josh's arm, but he shoots it, and it quickly escapes. Sophia tries to tie a bandage around Josh's wound to slow down the effect of the venom. Meanwhile, Marcus is with a thief in custody. Marcus offers him money in exchange for telling him the couple's location, but the thief doesn't have any money. He decides to give him his watch instead. The thief tells Marcus that he left them in the dangerous part of the forest where there are shifting sands and snakes. He warns Marcus about the dangers and mentions that he lost his friend there. Marcus is worried about his friends and begs the security guard to let him go and save them, but no one responds to him. At the same time, Josh starts losing hope, and Sophia notices a mark on his neck. She realizes that he is having a stroke. We know that Sophia left her job in medicine after the birth of their first child, but recently she has been considering going back. She decides to use her expertise to treat him. She uses the lighter to heat up a knife and plans to use it to cauterize the wound after the stroke is over. It becomes apparent that Josh is scared, especially since she has been away from practicing medicine for a long time. Sophia reassures Josh that she will save his life. She successfully removes the blood clot and treats the wound. Both Josh and Sophia lose consciousness due to severe pain and exhaustion. After a while, Josh wakes up and thanks Sophia for saving his life. Sophia mentions that she was excited about the lecture she was going to give at the conference because it would restore her confidence as a doctor before she returned to the profession. She doesn't regret leaving her career in the past, even though she was highly successful according to everyone's opinion. She needed something to regain her self-confidence. Josh replies that she made the right decision to spend more time with their children. He sees her as a successful mother and a talented doctor. Sophia still hopes to escape so she can return to her children. After much thought, she decides to kill the snake and use its body to reach the rock. She throws anything she can find to provoke the snake and get its attention. She is prepared with a gun to shoot it when it gets close, but to her surprise, the snake comes from behind her. Sophia tries to shoot it with the gun, but the bullet misses. The snake wraps its body around her and starts choking her. At the same time, Josh loses consciousness due to exhaustion but wakes up at the last moment. He grabs a knife and kills the snake, saving Sophia's life. Sophia ties the rope around the snake's body, and after many attempts, she manages to tie it to the rock next to them. She holds onto the rope and finally manages to climb out of the pit. However, the rope breaks, leaving Josh behind. He tells her to go find help while he tries to regain control of his body. Sophia runs through the forest, but due to exhaustion, it becomes dark and she keeps losing consciousness and waking up again. This continues until she reaches the road and finds an ambulance that has arrived with Marcus. 2 paramedics take her into the ambulance while Marcus and the other paramedics go to find Josh. Sophia is overjoyed to see them leaving with him and knows that he is still alive. In the end, both of them manage to escape the forest despite all the dangers they faced.